Welcome to online training for tasking using the AEHR Electronic Medical Record System. During this course, you will learn the fundamentals of tasking in AEHR.
Tasking is clinically relevant messaging. It is similar to a combination between email and to-do lists. It is used as a way to request information or request that someone perform an action. Tasks should be about a patient and are part of the patient's legal record, so it is best to use tasking rather than other forms of communication when dealing with patient care so that a record is produced. Tasking will replace emails, SharePoint sites, sticky notes, verbal messages, etc. Every user with access to AEHR, except users with view-only access, will be using tasking. So, tasking can be used to communicate with other providers, clinical staff, billing staff, checkout staff, call center staff, and others. First, we should make sure that the patient you wish to send a task about is the patient in context. If not, return to the daily schedule and single-click the appropriate patient. Click Task on the vertical toolbar.
It may be necessary for you to personalize the routing options when you first get access. The system automatically defaults this to Team, when you may wish it to be User. Click Personalize in the upper right-hand corner of the tasking screen. It is possible to set the defaults for tasking here. Click the User radio button. Then click OK. To send a new task, you should first make sure that the patient you wish to send a task about is the patient in context.
To create a new task, click New. The patient in context appears as the patient who the task is concerning. If the wrong patient is selected, the user must click Cancel, return to the daily schedule, and put another patient in context. Tasks may be assigned to users or to teams. Teams are groups of users determined by clinic management that all work on similar types of tasks. For instance, a clinic may choose to have a medication refill team that handles all medication refills for the clinic. Then, if a task is assigned to a team, there is always someone available to complete the task. Search for teams and users both by using the User radio button. Click Search to search for a user to assign a task to. In the live system, users will search for other users by last name. Type the name of the user using last name first. Click Go or hit the Enter key. Click the desired user and click OK. Click the drop-down for the task. There are many types of tasks that can be created. Providers may receive tasks for overbook requests, paperwork questions, billing questions, patient callbacks, and many other reasons. Select the task type from the Task drop-down menu. There are 3 task priorities to select from. Routine tasks need to be done soon, ASAP tasks need to be done sooner, and urgent tasks need to be done now. The amount of time a user gets to complete a task before it becomes overdue is based on both the priority and the task type. For example, a routine callback task gets 7 days, an ASAP callback task gets 2 days, and an urgent callback task gets 6 hours. But a medication renewal request task is overdue as soon as it is created, regardless of the priority selected. The overdue date and time for a task can be viewed from the bottom of the task detail window. Type the message you wish to send in the comment box. Users can create notify tasks that have the system send them a task to let them know when a task is either completed or becomes overdue by checking the appropriate checkbox at the bottom of the task detail window. Note that it is not a good idea for you to create notify tasks for every task that you create. If you do, then you will receive large numbers of notify tasks, which will keep you from seeing the tasks that you actually need to do something with. However, it is a helpful tool to use in some instances where you really need to know when the task is completed or overdue. Click OK. Let's review the task list screen. The different available views of the task list include My Active Tasks, which displays tasks that are not yet completed and assigned to you. This is similar to your email inbox. Current Patient Active displays tasks regarding the patient that is currently in context that are not yet completed. The tasks displayed in this view may or may not be assigned to you, as it displays all of the active tasks about the patient in context. Current Patient All displays all tasks regarding the patient that is currently in context, including completed tasks. This is the only place where completed tasks can be viewed. Other views will be available in the live system depending on what views were selected by your individual clinic. The different columns in the task list screen include P for priority, which will display the priority of the task. ASAP task will display a yellow triangle. Urgent tasks display a red circle, and routine tasks do not display anything in this column. D is for delegated. This column displays a Y if the task is delegated to a user by the system. This is used in instances such as mailing result letters. Providers may elect to have lab results mailed to the patient, but the provider does not indicate who needs to mail the letter. When they do so, the system will automatically delegate a mail a result letter task to the appropriate clinical staff person to complete. Task is the type of task selected. The patient's name, the person or team who the task is assigned to. Created by is either the name of the person who created the task or system if the task is system generated. You may receive system generated tasks if you forget to sign a note or if you forget to submit your final charges. Created on is the date and time that the task was created. Status shows the status of the task, active, in progress, or completed. Completed tasks do not display in the My Active Tasks view. ID is a system-generated ID number that can be ignored by users. The Due column will show a red sad face if the task is overdue. Otherwise, the column is blank. And MRN displays the patient's medical record number. Single-click a task to view it. If the task was created by a person, information regarding the task will display under Comments. To reply to a task, click the Reply button in the lower right-hand corner of the tasking window. Replying to a task reassigns the task to the person that sent it to you. The task will no longer appear in your My Active Tasks list once it has been replied to. In the Comments section, type your message and click OK. You can document on a task without reassigning it. This is helpful for things like documenting that you tried to call a patient and they didn't answer, so you'll try back later. It is also helpful for documenting what you did before completing a task. To do this, click the Details button in the lower right-hand corner of the tasking window. Add your comment and click OK. There are two ways to complete a task. You may copy a task to a note if it contains information that needs to be documented as part of a note within the patient's chart for easy future reference. Or you may simply complete a task if it does not need to be documented as a note. You will need to be sure that all information is documented before completing a task. To simply complete a task, you can click Done. To copy a task to a note, click Copy to Note. The Encounter Selector window is looking for which encounter to tie the task to. Because this task was related to a phone call and not a visit, we will be creating a new encounter, rather than selecting an existing one. Click the drop-down menu to the right of Type. Select the type of communication or encounter from the drop-down menu and click OK. Click the drop-down menu to the right of Visit Type. Select Medical Concern Communication located under the Communication window. Then click OK. The note authoring workspace automatically generates. Click Sign. Enter your password and click OK.
This completes online training for tasking using AEHR. If you have any questions, please contact the UK Healthcare Service Desk at 323-8586.